I'm very happy with the stream title. um, I feel like it's pretty good. Like, I don't try and I don't put an awful amount of effort into what I'm gonna name a stream for the day, but when I come to a really good Titan destroyed with facts and logic, this one weird mechanical trick that will nerf Titan, summoners hate it. uh yeah. Um, you know what? I might just because I don't think I really like talked about why that thing bothers me, right? And I might as well lead with this because it's relevant to the stream title. Fuck it. Um, so when I look at a game's design, I want to understand why things were designed the way they were, right? Implicit in that is that every aspect of, say, the summoner is intended, right? So when I come up to something like that, and I can't think of a reason why it, why you would intentionally do that, I have to think, oh, okay. If that's not intended, then they should fix that. Like, if... Or, sorry, I skipped ahead. God, I can't even make a coherent argument after thinking about it for, like, 2 hours. Or more like 3 at this point, but... Yeah, like, the class... The job should work in the way it's intended, which suggests that every part of it is intended. But if some of it is just a technical limitation, that should probably be addressed if possible, obviously. But then that also suggests that they just haven't, which is concerning to me because that suggests that they don't think it's like it's a tiny problem, but like it invalidates an entire pet after a certain level, which is not good design. And if that's not their intention, they should fix it. Yeah. Because like I think that kind of stuff should be, you should endeavor to fix stuff like that, because it also, like, if it's a deep seated like mechanical issue, it feels like you're hamstringing some of your design by not being able to do the thing that this probably should be doing. Like, you can't give buffs on defensive actions. Yeah, it's... Thought about it a little in the context of Summoner's position on the DPS ranking. Like, I don't know, like... My thought is that... I mean, first off, you're hamstringing yourself in that case anyway, but if that was their concern, tune the ability, not the ability to get that damage off of it, right? Because I could see a concern that summoners are too tanky because they just pick Titan on progress, and they are tanky as fuck, right? If that's the problem, again, tune the ability, not this thing that you get just from interacting with your pet. Like, that's not the problem here, you know? Summoner was top DPS and it could be a small check on their potential numbers, but it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't affect their DPS. You are hamstringing yourself by using Titan in the first place. Like, Ifrit is the single target pet. What is the ability's effect? It gives you a 30% of your maximum HP as a shield. So it absorbs 30%. It absorbs damage up to 30% of your health before it's depleted. Not Titan's the proc. Oh, it's it gives you Damn it. Come on. Shit, hang on. There we go. Wait, so this gives you... And this is another thing where, like, the game really does not tell you how this shit works. It's this. So it turns Ruin 2 into Ruin 4. It's instant and it deals 300 potency. Or damage at 300 potency. Because I understand what you're getting at, because this is giving you damage through the use of a DPS ability. What's Ruin 2's potency? 160. So effectively doubles it. Does it cost MP? It does. Oh, it costs less, but I mean, that's not really a big thing for summoners. You just hit Lucid Dreaming and never worry about MP. But what I'm getting at is, like, I understand where you're coming from in terms of this is giving damage to a defensive ability. But the other pet's abilities deal damage anyway. And they get this. I just wonder if they balanced it as a trade-off for protection versus damage potential. But not only does Titan deal less damage, it doesn't deal as much damage because one of its abilities is defensive. Like, you don't need to hamstring it further like that. The very nature of the state of the pets that I just described means that Titan is inferior for damage. If that... Okay, so let me be clear. If that is the reason, that is stupid. That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. I also just realized that, this should be Warrior now. Because you're already making that trade-off by having this ability be defensive in the first place. Like, you don't need to do anything else to it. That is the trade-off. Like, to give it a further trade-off seems... like, it feels like there's a deeper balance problem there if the shield you're getting from Earthen Armor is so good that you'd want to give up DPS for it. But that's a problem with this ability, not with the fact that it gives Ruin 4. Anyway, we've spent too much time on this. I just wonder at it from a design perspective, and yeah, since I got to the point in my thought process that, no, this doesn't make sense, I had to explain it through, like, this must be a mechanical limitation. But it sounds like the devs just do it and whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I'd ever be able to find out an answer to that. I wish I knew if this worked this way from the beginning, or if it was an adjustment. Yeah, me too. I'd be super curious. Is there any way to see what how a spell has been throughout patches? I know Wowhead you can look through, like, changelog history. So, changelog. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is that, like, I can, yeah, like, that would be the way you'd have to do it, but, like, if I go to Wowhead, for example, let's look at, conflagration. Oh, conflagrate is the thing I'm thinking of. Like, if I use, Wowhead as an example, right? I really should make a different scene for this so it fits a bit better. Yeah, there we go. So you can see here that, what would be really great is having something like this, right? Where you can see that, you can see when the spell was changed and what changed about it. So you can go like, we can look at these two and see that, I see. At some point in between these two builds, what happened was that, Conflagrate was specified that it required level 13. And sometimes you don't get the best idea from it because sometimes there are underlying changes and it doesn't show it like that. But that would be really neat to have for FF14 rather than like diving through endless amounts of patch notes. Sounds like a pain in the ass. But then again, I don't know how Wowhead actually categorizes and pulls all that apart. So it's probably a lot more work than I am making it out to be. I don't know if there's a site like that for 14. I usually don't worry too much about it. Yeah, well, I can find links to old patch notes, lol. Yeah, same here. And, like, it's obviously not a really important thing, but, like, it at least from, if you're looking at this as anything other than just how do I play this class specifically, like, I like to, like, as I've said before, I like to understand how to, but also why it's like this, like how these mechanics interact. How did we end up with, you know, Dreadworm Trance just shortening all your casts to all, or making all your casts instants? Where did that happen? Where did that come from? You know, I'm interested in that stuff. And that means you ask questions of why, but to understand why, sometimes you have to go back through and understand what the history of that spell was, and yeah, if it's hard to track down, then it's hard to track down. And all the jobs got reworked significantly in both SB and Stormblood and Shadowbringer, or Shadowbringers, so it would be a lot to look through. Well, I mean, yeah, of course it would, but that's kind of why it would be important to aggregate that stuff, because then it makes it easy to understand. Ranganford, the village elder, is over by the shore. No time like the present. Let's have a word. You just have cross-class abilities pre-Stormblood. Really? Like, not role-specific, but, like, just abilities that certain classes shared? Huh. Interesting. No, role stuff replaced it. Ah, okay. So it was like the precursor to role specific. Interesting. Don't know you, traveler. You a merchant? You'll not find much custom here. You had to level a second class to 15 before you could start your job quests. What the fuck? That's weird. Greetings and well met, Elder, and sincerest apologies that I did not send word ahead of our arrival. Too long have I been away from Alagana, and I would know of your recent troubles. Ah, you are comrades of Mefrid. I see. Speak on, though I suspect I know your purpose. The Griffin came with... that... The light coming on in this scene frames this guy really sinisterly. And it's like... It was just really poor timing from the way the day and night cycle works. Ex-gladiator at 30 and conjurer at 15 to be a paladin. Why? That seems really silly. Like, hey, I want to do the tanking class. Okay, well, you need to level this healer. Sorry, what? I kind of understand that, like, it's trying to imply that, you know, there are overlaps in the disciplines, right? It was a holdover from FF11's design stuff. Well, I'm glad they ditched that because, I mean, that just creates like weird cases where like someone who wants to level as a tank, or sorry, someone who wants to do a tank job has to level like DPS classes and healers. It's kind of silly. The Griffin came with many men and left with many more, such as the rumor. Is it true? Oh, I understand Gladiator's a tank, but you also had to level up a Conjurer, which is like, yeah. He lit a fire in their hearts and then dangled a dream before their tired eyes, and now you come to steal away what few remain. The Griffin was a traitor and a madman, and we have had no part in his schemes. We have made an agreement with the Alliance. This time will be different. This time, cold comfort to the dead and the ones they left behind. How much more must we give before you've had your fill? But surely you hate the Empire as much as we do. They took our lands, our traditions, even our god, and they demand a fifth of what little we've got left. I hate the bastards, with every fibre of my being, but hate's not enough, Mefred. We can't keep doing this. I'll not tell anyone you came, but you need to go. Now. Leave us be and never return. Lise, you've got no right to speak to us like that. I've got a quarry that was producing barely enough to keep us fed, and that was before half our young men and women went off and died for your bloody cause. So yes, I've got every right to tell you to leave my village. No, you don't, because it's my village too. My home. What in the hells are you on about? Wait. I know those eyes. You're one of Curtis's girls. Lise Hext. And I'm here to take back my homeland. By Rylgar, the last time I saw you were... I don't even know if you were still alive. I didn't even know if you were still alive. And I never thought you would come... I almost didn't. And my sister never will. Lots of others won't either. And that's why we've got to carry on the fight. You even sound like him. As you say, I've got no right to tell you to leave. Alagana is much your home as it is mine. But I say to you again, we can give no more. Yes, I heard you the first time. Let's go. Oof. I am curious as to what Lise is going to do from here. That could have been handled better, but what's done is done. At least we've been granted permission to stay. I was hoping Ragenfrid might help us to recruit some of his people, but that clearly isn't going to happen. If we're to convince any of them to join, we'll first need to regain their trust. It's risky, and it's hardly subtle, but I say we approach the villagers directly. See what problems they've got, and if we can do anything to help. Makes sense to me. Let's split up and ask around. Had to do some tough Googling, but I dug up Summoner's secondary class. It was Thaumaturge. Yeah, and like, discarding the idea that you need to level a second class, like, at least that one is a DPS and DPS, and that's two casters, like, that, like, I signed up for DPS, and I may have to level another DPS, but I'm still doing DPS, like, that makes more sense to me than, the previous thing, but, yeah. Oh, that's a thing I haven't checked yet. No, fuck. Same amount. the paladin thing was based on how they are in other FF games as knights with white magic. I mean, I understand that, but that doesn't mean that you should. That doesn't mean that you should do that, right? Makes sense from an FF perspective. It makes perfect sense, but not from an MMO perspective. Yeah, exactly. Like and I guess like it is easy to switch between like classes and jobs in this game. So it's not as inconvenient as it could be. But like the people who want to play tanks, like if I approached this game for the first time and you told me I had to level a healer to play a tank, or that if I didn't want to do that I couldn't play this tank, then like I'd probably be put off by that. And it's one of those things where like, yeah, like keeping that has a character to it, but keeping that aspect has allows the game to have character to it, but also forgetting the fact that not only did you need a second class at 15, you also needed several classes at specific levels to gain access to. Oh. That is awful. Holy fuck. That is so poorly thought through. That really does not fit onto the MMO. Casters need to like 20-something archer for a DPS spell as well. It's gone now, thank God. Paladin didn't get a damaging AoE until SB. Like, God, if that was the case, I probably never would have touched this game. That sounds like a fucking nightmare. Ugh. Anyway, quests. Griseldis is here, but her mind is elsewhere. Best keep your distance if you know what's good for you. Say your piece and move on. Looking for folks down on their luck? Congratulations, you found one. As you can see, my leg ain't what it used to be. Some days I can hardly walk for the pain. Did get me to try out other stuff. I mean, in an MMO, probably not a good idea to force that, though. Because we're not talking about, like, trying slightly different things. We're talking about playing a tank and having to level a healer to be better at tanking. And not from I understand how the game kind of interacts, or the dynamic between tanks and healers. You need to specifically level it to get this spell. Like, it's just... Yeah, it's bad design by today's standards. I mean, I would argue that it's bad for MMOs. No, that is fair. I don't think a game... I don't know. I don't think a thing being archaic excuses it from being bad, though. Like, it can still just be bad, and I feel like it doesn't... It's a holdover from pre-WoW MMO, lol. It was from 11, yep, which a lot of these old designs are from. Well, I mean, sure, but that doesn't mean it wasn't bad then, too. That's not the argument I'm making. Like, I'm not saying, like, FF14 is bad because it had this. I'm saying that particular aspect of designing, of class design, is not good. because it doesn't incent. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there are better ways to incentivize people to actually play different roles than it is to force them to level specific roles to be better at the one role they want to do, right? It certainly is one way, but it's heavy-handed and off-putting, I think. Mornings are the worst, especially after cold nights. Hard labor's right out. Right, hard labor's right out. Too much pain and trouble for others. There's a tea that helps with it though. I need to grind a chipuli horn and a hornbill talon for the blend. Yeah, you go get some for me, just like that. You needn't trouble yourself, so. Oh, you needn't trouble yourself, so. Angry Curl, or Curl, regards you with suspicion. You face in Alagana. Huh. What would you ask of me then? Stranger and generous soul besides? Bollocks. There's not more suspicious than a good Samaritan. On the other hand, if you're an Imperial agent, I expect you'd go about your business with more discretion. Bugger me, you really are here to help, aren't you? Very well, I'll take you up on your offer, stranger. My little brother's working the rocks of, by Grim and Enid. He's got something for me. Can you go and get it? Sure. Right then. Frightened Curl is his name. Ask him for the leftovers. He ought to understand. Oh. That's weird. Didn't... I swear that the buffs used to show up in front of Bahamut. Am I not remembering that correctly? What the fuck? Can you even change, like... Excuse me. Also, the whole class system got dumped in HW and all the new jobs didn't have classes tied to them. Oh, yeah, I noticed that. Because obviously, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess you wouldn't have, Like, I do like the dynamic of, what the fuck? That's weird. I do like the dynamic of classes and jobs, like, showing that there's, like, a clear delineation between, like, people who, you know, dabble in, arcanists and stuff like that, but then there's a distinction between, those people and the people who go above and beyond, so your warriors, your, black mages, your, summoners. Like, it's an interesting dynamic and kind of, like, shows that, like, yeah, people who get to the point that you're at, that's not everyone. And, they tend to be really fucking powerful. Excuse me. Voice broke. I think the only reason they split, exist is the fact that Summoner and Scholar split from Arcanist. Oh, the only reason it's still around is because of that. Yeah. I don't know. I'd be interested to know if they would have Hang on a sec. Oh, shit. Fuck. I messed that up. I think it would be much harder to fully remove the class job separation than that. Oh, yeah. No. Like, I'm not, well, my point is not that, fuck. Like, it obviously would be hard work, but, I'm not saying they even need to do that. Like, or, sorry. It's probably, yeah, like, it's not just, like, that technical aspect. It's probably also just that, like, they found it wasn't worth the dev time to remove it. Yeah, exactly. It's easy to ignore it like they are now. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, there is something about that that, at least from, like, a lore perspective, is interesting. Because, like I said, it draws a clear distinction between the sort of people that adventurers are, who go above and beyond, and the people who just kind of pick that up. It also means that when you see someone who is a summoner, that has weight to it, because that person is exceptionally powerful. I do miss hunting logs, though. Yeah, hunting logs were kind of fun, but I don't know if it was, like, a huge requirement for leveling back then, but if that was the case, then, like, you could probably just tune it so that you didn't have to go and do that, and it was primarily driven through questing, but yeah. That poor fucking hornbill just got annihilated. It was a good source of XP, but fate farming was the primary way of leveling. Yeah, I understand that, but like, what I'm thinking of more is like if your first way through the game, at current content, when that stuff is current content, if that was a requirement, you could just change it such that you could change it such that the quest-driven stuff and the fate-driven stuff was where you got your XP, which is clearly the direction they leaned. It's like it's a cute idea, but it's kind of could have rolled this into a more like directed activity, but then again, having something that's just like, here, kill all this shit over a long period of time can be an interesting incentive in itself and change it up a bit. There was no requirement, just another option due to the existence of fates, levies, and duty finder. Oh, fair enough. Frightened curl. Here for the leftovers, are you? Not like my brother to send someone in his stead, but so be it. It's all in the sacks over yonder. They're bleeding heavy, mind, so be careful when you pick them up. Unconscionably heavy sacks. Oof. I'm excited for Yoshi P to get to make the next Final Fantasy MMO after learning a bunch from 14's evolution over the years. Yeah, like there's something to be said about, like, having to be creative with, like, things that aren't going well, and there is a chance that, like, maybe if FF14 was good from the start, it wouldn't have been as good later on, because they didn't have to go through the adversity they did, but, I don't think they'll make a new one for a long time. Yeah, I don't know. One of the problems I see with... Oh, shit, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Oh, I can circle back. I just saw that thing and went, what in the fuck? I didn't walk past these before. 253 East. 11 is still getting content, so we'll see. 14 still kind of feels like it's in its infancy. I mean... This is something that keeps coming up now, is like, how do you move forward with online games, right? Persistent online games. with a growing player base. I think we have at least 2 more X-Packs. Yeah, like... But this is the thing you face, right? Where, like... So, the 3 games that come to mind at the moment are Overwatch, Path of Exile, and this, right? Let's say you want to do a sequel, like, ground up, like, start again from the ground up and design better, because over time you're undoubtedly going to run into issues where you're like, I wish we could do this, or, you know, the way we built this system doesn't allow us to do the changes we'd like. So, having the ability to... Or Destiny, yeah, that too. So it would seem that, like, a smart decision to make would be to start again, make a new game, right? The problem being that, like, people are already invested in this one, and splitting, or moving forward by splitting off the community can actually, like, harm the entire thing. And worst comes to worst, if the second is actually worse, then, like, that's just it. What in the fuck is that? You like a spirit or something? I do not understand. Destiny is a good example of doing this wrong. They made a sequel with a lot of the same issues the first had. Yeah, it did get better, but those issues shouldn't happen. Yeah, like, if you're doing a ground-up sort of thing, like, the thing you want to make sure you've got down is the changes you're going to make. Like, keeping the bad stuff is... we went through that with 11 to 14. Yeah, but, like, it also seems to be happening with Overwatch and Overwatch 2, where Overwatch 2 is essentially the same game, except... just updated. But then again, like, but what I was going to say is that Path of Exile, Grinding Gear Games and Path of Exile have taken a unique approach to it, where they are, and you can't quite do this with an MMO in the same way, but they saw that they could actually, you know, create a new campaign that's parallel to the old one and keep all their current content. But that's not an MMO like this. It's very much a season-based action RPG with, I forgot the word, but it's not 14. Like, it's not an MMO. I don't know if that the same thing could be applied, or even if there is a solution that you could implement to not divide things the same way. The Division also did the same thing. What, the parallel sequel thing? You've been gone a while. What brings you back to Alagana? Your stuff. Oh, I never meant it. I mean, times like these, you never think people will actually... This country's hard on people, but it's not just that. The Imperials, they made it known I'm not to be helped. A dead man's good for one reason, you know, whereas a live one, you're with the Resistance, right? I suppose there's no reason to tell you then. Or not to tell you. My father, God rest his soul, was deathly sick at the time. And so I've gone out into the forest, spear in hand, to gather herbs. And then I had the good fortune to run into an Imperial patrol. My weapon marked me as a rebel, or so they said. Not that I've made a difference. Not that it had made a difference if I'd fought back. I knew what a lot of them were about the moment the Centurion laid eyes on me. Didn't matter in the end, of course. Some people just like to hurt others. And by the time I limped back to the hut, it was too late for my father. Too late for me too, aye, and many others, I imagine. Help them too, if you like. They'll be grateful and say thank you. But beyond that, I wouldn't hope for much. Oh, the sequel with the same issues, right. The fact the game is on PS4 is going to cause an issue eventually. I mean, they could just drop support for it again like they have. I'm hoping they give free upgrades to PS5, like a lot of devs are doing, then eventually drop support. I mean, that's the most sensible thing to do. If you've got a long persisted game that's, like, entirely sold on one console and you move into a new generation, it would be a really dick move to not give the free upgrade. But MMOs in particular would look incredibly bad by doing that, because 14 specifically requires a subscription. So you're already paying for the game. Granted, you pay for expansions and that, but like, yeah, if they didn't do that, I'd be very surprised. I think that next X-Pack will still work on PS4 and will move forward for 7.0 with PS5 and PC. How long did it take for them to phase out PS3 compared to the life cycle and the release date of the PS4? I mean, ARR and HW are still gimped by having to be designed for the PS3. Well, yeah, there's no doubt about that. I guess my thing is that yeah, I don't know. Sorry, lost in thought there. Ah, the new face. You have my leftovers? I do. You load 10 and 6 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. That's good. PS3 support was cut from Stormblood, with Stormblood, so summer 2017. And how long had the PS4 been out for by then? 4 years. Well, I mean, by that logic, they wouldn't drop PS5 until an expansion or the expansion after the PS5 releases, I would suspect. So 7.0? I think you did say 7.0, yeah. Yeah, maybe. Huh. Well, I'll be. You actually went and bought the whole lot. Much obliged, much obliged. It's saltpeter for making fire sand, in case you're curious what's it all for. The rocks by the lakes have got good deposits. It ain't hard for my brother to pass for any other plodding quarryman, all the while sweeping bits and pieces off to the side to bundle up and sell to the salters that trade with the resistance. It's a living and a way of fighting back besides. A way of spitting in the Garlean's eye for putting our father in an imperial uniform and shipping him off to some faraway province 15 years ago. Ooh. Wow, the Empire is literally just the Romans. Like, I think someone drew the comparison to, Britain? Oh, maybe we're talking about something else. I'm actually not sure now, but, yeah, no, they're literally the Romans. I don't know if he's dead or alive. Well, sorry, I should back up. They're using a they're using a recruitment tactic that was common with the Romans as well. They're not literally the Romans. At least I don't see that yet. Don't know if he's dead or alive even. Though, if he were alive, he'd not be long for this world if we were caught fighting for the resistance. So this is the best we can do. That's the long and short of it. We do what we can, though we know it's not enough. I think you'll find that most folks here ain't much different. Everybody's got a reason, but in the end, the result is the same. I suppose I just wanted you to know, is all, that we know why you're here. And that even if we can't join you, we wish we could. Mefrid is hard at work trying to win over the villagers of Algarna. Ah, there you are, Aldine. I've been trying to help the villagers deal with this food shortage of theirs. Recently, the Imperials have been sweeping into villages unannounced and seizing supplies in order to prevent people from stockpiling, in case they might be in league with the Resistance. It's not much, but I've taught them a few tricks to better hide what little they've got left. How's Lise getting on, by the way? You'd think people would be more inclined to trust a local girl, assuming they remember her, that is. no, I didn't mean to. And where were you these past 20 years? Where were you when we were being ground under the Black Wolf's boot? On the other side of his bastard wall, living the high life, I'll wager. That's not fair. Huh, and who's this? Another one of your freedom-loving friends, deigning to help us poor, unfortunate souls? Trying to whip us into a frenzy so we'll go and storm a castrum with our pickaxes and shovels? Leave, all of you. Before you bring a cohort down on us all. And you, don't you dare speak like you're one of us. You can't even begin to understand what we've been through. You weren't here, Lise. You weren't here. This is my home, and I love it with all my heart. And if you truly have any love for it too, you'll keep us out of your doomed rebellion. Oof. Damn it, I missed the end of Heaven's Word. You did. But there's VODs. He has a point. No matter what I say or do, it doesn't change the fact I left them behind. But this isn't about me, or anyone else. It's about Alamigo. Let's go and find Mefred. Yeah, that's fucking rough. Like... yeah. She was 5. Right. But, like, it's not, yeah, it's a bit much to say, like, oh, you... like, to say, oh, I left them is, like... it's not the act of leaving them that's the problem here. It's that Lisa's coming back, not suffered like they are, not suffering like they currently are, and is asking them to, like, endanger themselves further by joining the rebellion. And it's just like, you don't have the same experience with this that we do. We have been ground into the fucking dirt. We are barely surviving, and the last attempt at rebellion ended up with that person betraying everyone and getting everyone killed. We do not have the same experience. You asking me that and appealing to our similarities is shallow. It does not understand... it does not understand their plight. It is not as sympathetic to their plight as it should be. Looks like the other wasn't the only one unwilling to hear us out. Can't blame them, given what happened to the wall. I thought I might be able to appeal to them as a fellow. I don't know. But if anything, it just made them angrier. I haven't lived through it like they have. I'm glad she realizes that. I can't claim to know the struggle like they do either, Elise. I ran too, aye, but if I hadn't, I'd never met Aldine and the rest of you, and we might not be here today in a position to make a difference. So I don't regret my choices, nor will I apologize for them. There's more than one way to fight. Help! Someone! Anyone! We need help! I don't like the sound of that one bit. Come on. Wakrata, the Tributum and the bloody Ratmen, they... damn it all. You there, take a deep breath and then tell us what happened. It was all business as usual. The Tributum's due soon, and we were taking it to the Imperials when the Kikian attacked. They took my brother and our money. Took him where? Ruins to the south of here. It was just an old temple before they came in. Listen, Wakrata's the only family I've got left. If I lose him, Ziggurat. If the Ratmen took him there, he's as good as dead. We've got to get after them. If there's even a chance her brother is still alive, we have to try. Amen. You're right, Lise. We've got to help them. If not for the missing man, then for the tributum. Then for the tributum, the Garleans won't suffer excuses if they're late. Sure. Ooh, that does not go with the rest of this outfit. Oh well. Mephron understands that you must act quickly to save Wakrata. So Wakrata's being held somewhere at the ziggurat to the south, which has been taken over by a host of Kikun. How the fuck do you pronounce that? Hang on. Kikun. Okay. I was kind of close. So Wakrata's being held somewhere at the ziggurat to the south. Yep. Be prepared for a fight. They may not be the most challenging foes, but there's sure a lot of them. No, go away. Huh? XP bonus applied. I don't think I've ever seen that symbol before. What's that about? Like, is that just arbitrarily given? It's only in Stormblood and on. Oh, okay. Interesting. We've run into the Kikun before, haven't we? I feel like we have. I don't know where, though. Must have been a while ago. Please, let me go. I'm begging you. I don't want to die. Oh, shit. Hear that? I think it came from the top of the ziggurat. Who dares come to loot our man flesh? Ours to eat. Ours to eat. We knew it'd come to this. Kill them quick before they alert the others. Wow, that was weird. That usually just goes straight into the fight, but it just didn't. For some reason? Oh, shit. I think I turned off the fucking... Wait, did I make that... There we go. I wonder. Currently playing Male Lady for some Moogles. Male Lady? Oh, right. You're in, Som-Al. Wait, is Som-Al the mountain or that place? With, Racevelga. Yeah, whatever. There isn't a way to bring that to the front, is there? Oh no, now it is, isn't it? Fucking, what is up with this? God, the way that works is so weird. Excuse me? Hold on. That's wrong. It doesn't stack up to 4. Oh, wait, no, only one ability is giving me that. I'm an idiot. Don't worry. Don't pay attention to the idiot streaming. Excuse me? God, that took you a bit. God, why am I playing like such trash? Holy shit. Do you have, Gishel Greens, or can you not? No, I do. I just never needed to do that with Titan, but I was using Ifrit, so... A very clear demonstration that clearly Titan is completely broken. Clearly this is why it doesn't give Ruin 4, or it doesn't give further Ruin. By Rygar, what did I ever do to deserve this? I've gone to bed hungry for months. I'm skin and bones. I'd hardly make a snack, much less a meal. Oh, you found him. Wait, are you here to rescue me? Your sister sent us. It's going to be alright. My sister? Oh, Ralgar be praised. She's safe. And you lot fought your way in here just for me. To think there are still good, brave folk in this world. We should go before the Kickern return in force. Do you still have the Tributum? Oh, gods, the Tributum. The Imperials will be wondering where I am. I have to go. What, right now? In your condition? You don't understand. If we were given a warning last month for being short, you don't understand. We were given a warning last month for being short. If I don't make it in time, there's no telling what will happen to me and my sister. Oof. I'm glad we saved him, but seeing him run off like that... Oh got a bad feeling about this. Ooh, shiny new book. The Black Wolf's Pups. Lisa's never been one to ignore her conscience. Listen, Aldine, Meffred. I think we need to go after Workrada. Wait, you had better not be thinking of stopping him. You heard what he said. If they don't pay one way, they'll pay another. I know that. I do, and I don't want to interfere. I just want to see that he makes it there safely. If that's the sum of it, then fine. Let's head down and see if we can't pick up this trail. Upon closer inspection, you find nothing of interest. Chocobo feather. That's a bit more promising. In the dirt, you spy a chocobo feather. Any luck? A chocobo feather, is it? Aye, by my reckoning, it came from Workrada's bird, in which case... There's a collapsed bridge just around the bend. Hug the rocks and stick to the shadows. We'll find him soon enough. Shit, I haven't been keeping up with, southwest. Ah, that was probably on the Ziggurat. Any minute now, I expect he'll come thundering around the bend and... Hear that? Get to cover, quickly now.
Are they Imperials?
Worse. Skulls. Listen, Lise. Whatever happens, stay hidden and do not intervene. Understood?
What?
You there! Halt! You know you shouldn't be here. Explain yourself.
Forgive me, sir. I came to deliver the tributum.
Oh, aye. A likely story. Only a fool would dare to come so late. Or, mayhap, a resistance spy.
No, no, you've got it all wrong. I was waylaid by bandits. It's not my fault.
I said halt!
Is this a joke? You don't seriously expect us to believe this is a fake? How stupid do you think we are?
It is, I swear, on my mother's life.
Spare us. You came late, you lied about bandits, and then you tried to cheat the Empire of its due.
Think you can kill them all? Including the ones watching from the tower? Even if you did, others would come for him and his family. You'd be condemning them all to a life of hard labor, assuming they didn't just execute them, that is.
Good.
But it isn't fair.
I'm really glad she did not run out there. That would have been like, oh, Lise, you are going beyond being just kind of... Fuck.
It's your bloody fault we're stuck out here patrolling this godforsaken wasteland. It's your fault I have to listen to people go on and on about how Alan Egan's can't be trusted. I've worked and toiled harder than any man. I'm a citizen, goddammit! And what are you? A stupid, stubborn little dog who'd sooner bite the hand that feeds him and pine for the good old days.
Ugh. Absolutely no politics here. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
That's enough! Lord Xenos is expecting our report.
I bet the poor bastard can't believe his luck. He gets to go home. We should do the same.
That was a fucking yikes. That, like, one line... fuck, where is it? I've worked hard and toiled harder than... I've worked and toiled harder than any man. I'm a citizen, goddammit. And what are you? A stupid, stubborn little dog who'd sooner bite the hand that feeds him and pine for the good old days. It's your bloody fault we're stuck out here patrolling this god's forsaken wasteland. It's your fault I have to listen to people go on and on about how Alamegans can't be trusted. That is like... That has such a direct connection to how, like... how marginalized people are set against one another, like, that has clear parallels to how a, power structure or, like, society reinforces a stereotype and weaponizes that as a way of putting marginalized people against each other. Because this whole thing is like, yeah, the narrative that the Empire has cooked up to, or the narrative that the Empire goes with is that Alamegans can't be trusted. And as such, all the Alamegans who are hard-working, and I don't mean that as in they're generally not working hard, but it's just deemed by the Empire to be hardworking, then attack all the marginalized people that, or attack their own, that are matching that stereotype. Fuck, I said that really terribly, but that's why I was kind of like, oh, I did not expect that to come out of nowhere. Well, I didn't expect us to get that kind of indication of the Empire this soon, in like that circumstance. Ugh. I'd heard their commander was keen-eyed, but gods, that was a near thing. Tears me up inside to see our own kinsmen doing the bidding of the Viceroy. But they made their choice, and if it comes to it, I'll cut down every last one of them myself. Yeah. That's the same skin as one of the books I've had before, I think. Maybe slightly different. Okay, I think I have a better way of expressing what I was just saying in one sentence. It draws clear parallels to how narratives that paint a marginalized people as bad can be used to weaponize that people against themselves. Because, oh look, the reason you have this reputation and everyone looks down on you isn't because we just made it that way, or that we are biased or bigoted in any way. It's because there are people in your group that do that. So, maybe you should get them to stop doing that. But that viewpoint is obviously flawed because the implication there is that that is their nature, not that that just happens, you know? Surprise, surprise, the Empire's bigoted as fuck. Who fucking knew? Mefford has no wish to linger unnecessarily. Wakrada's alive and the tributum's been paid. That's all that matters for now. I, for one, would rather not wait around to see if the skulls decide to return. We best get back to Alagana and tell Ragnfrid his men got the job done. Oh, Jesus. That is a very big moth. No flying. Getting there, okay? I keep forgetting to look for the goddamn, Aether points. I should really be doing that more. Northeast, so I'm heading towards it. I don't think I've even seen any quests to unlock, Aether points either, at this point. Oh, east, not north. No, you can't do them at this point, lol. Yeah. Well then, quit busting my balls. You're like the anti-Sonic. Yes. Correct. 88. Oh, okay. Rolling around at the speed of slow. Yeah. Rolling around at the speed of a stream that's kind of just slightly slanted and not actually going at a very fast pace. That's a bit of a mouthful. I need to make it more catchy. Rolling around at the speed of moss. Southeast 514. Must be around there. Hi, friend. We owe you a debt of great gratitude for what you did. Wakrada told me everything. How you fought with the Kikern and saved his life. Or the good it did. We saw what happened when he met with the Skulls, how they beat him half to death. We could have stopped it. We could have stopped them. I reckon you could. Mefred's a warrior, as is your comrade, and you're strong like your father. That much is plain. But I thank Ralgar you did not, because it would not have ended with them. Wakrada and his sister would have been branded insurgents, if not the whole lot of us. Bones heal, scars fade, but the dead remain dead. We're alive, and that's more than can be said for only the gods know how many others. That's enough for you, is it? To put up with whatever they do to you so long as you get to see another day? That's right. You grit your teeth and learn to live with the pain. I'll admit, I was quick to judge you, Lise, and for that I apologize. I know you and yours mean well, I do. But I'm telling you, God's in the heavens as my witness, that we've got nothing left to give. We can't help you. I understand. Thank you for your honesty. She may say it, but she doesn't mean it. Nor would I expect her to. Her father was stubborn as an ox too. She's set on walking the same path. I but pray she won't follow it to the same end. Oof. Well, she took it better than I anticipated, which isn't saying much, I suppose. We should go and see if she's alright. Where is she? Oh. Sorry about running off like that. Alamegans terrorizing their own. I just can't accept it, you know? No matter what he thinks, they shouldn't have to put up with it day after day after day. I'm not completely naive, you know? I didn't expect them to storm a castrum with their pickaxes and shovels, or whatever it was. But nor did I expect Wakrada to just lie there in the dirt while they kicked him. I can't claim to know their pain. I barely remember this place, or even my father's face. But I remember Yida's. I remember how scared she was when we ran, and that look in her eyes when she talked about home. Her home. But not mine, is it? There you are, Lise. I've been looking all over for you. Well, you found me. Got something else to say? Aye, that I do. I said some things to you before that I shouldn't have. It wasn't my place to do so, and I'm sorry. All that rubbish I spouted about how I loved my village. But when one of ours was in need, I was cowering here with all the others. I didn't even think to go after Wakrada, but you did. Made me feel like the bloody hypocrite I am. If I truly cared for my people, I'd fight for them. So I will, if you'll have me. Oh shit. You're asking to join the resistance? When you put it like that, I suppose I am. But not just me. There are others I know who've been thinking about it for a while now. There's not many of us, and we're not hardened warriors like you lot, but if your heart bleeds for Alamigo, then that's good enough for me. You and yours are more than welcome at Ralgar's Reach. Ralgar's Reach. Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. I'll go and speak with the others and send word when we're ready. Still think this isn't your home? No, I was just thinking out loud. And with that, my friends, our mission is concluded. Let us return to the Reach. I don't know about that. Like, the cynical youth, though they're obviously like, obviously kind of a bit more, saying things a bit more angrily than perhaps he should have. He's not wrong. Like, this village in particular is in an incredibly perilous situation. They could barely make they were barely making ends meet before the Griffin did his thing, and half of their number are dead. Like, the idea that we could walk up and say, hey, fight for us, when they can barely survive, is kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Naive? Like, if more people left, they're fucked. And, like, the weird thing is that we're effectively still taking people from there. Now, it's of their own choice, so, like, you know, we're, like, I don't think there's, like, a real, I just lost that particular tangent, but, like, the cynical youth is right. Like, Lise hasn't lived there. Like, she's related to them by, obviously, heritage, but she hasn't grown up there. And not that that doesn't make her not Alamegan, but the idea that, like, look, I'm just like you, and I'm fighting, so you should all fight, is not great. New favorite Aldine reaction. When he realized he had been muted for ages and a really important part of the story, that was satisfying as that was... I was so mad. I was so mad when that happened. Yeah, I was muted for the entirety of the... I was muted for the entirety of the dungeon where Papalymo seals away the primal. Let's be real, you were a bit sloppy. Yes, I was very sloppy. It's okay, I sat there for like 10 minutes after I realized that, it, like, basically repeating what I had said in a much shorter fashion, but... The thing I said at the time, though, was, like, I'm glad there's at least a webcam, so, like, when the mask came off, you could still see my reaction. Like, it wasn't just all voice. So I paid to skip all the way to Shadowbringers. Can you give me a recap of the storyline of ARR, SB, and Heavensward? Give me 2 days to write them down. Because I'm not going to say that off the top of my head. Holy fuck. I'd be so bad at that. Imperial's bad, Aosian Alliance also kind of bad. It's a lot lol. Yeah. Just kidding, everyone's the baddies. That's basically it. First of all, allow me to commend you both on a job well done. Though nothing went according to plan, we nevertheless managed to attract some new recruits, and it was your passion and conviction that moved them to join. Thank you. Actually, it's a lot, lol. And dragons came from space. Yes, dragons are aliens. Doey, how long was I muted for? Because I don't think I actually went through the VOD to see how long I was muted. I know it was the dungeon, but, like, I don't know how much time I was actually muted for. Though nothing went according to plan, we nevertheless managed to... Yep. No, thank you for giving me the opportunity to find out what our people have been through these past 20 years. It's been humbling. And troubling, too. I'd heard about the skulls, but that was the first time I'd seen them in the flesh. I know you say they're the same as any other Imperial soldiers, and maybe that's how I'll have to think of them myself if our paths ever cross on the battlefield. But when, not if, that day will come, Lise. You can't afford to hesitate when it does. A young, old, conscript citizen, Garlean, Alamegan, none of that matters. They've all got their reasons, but they're no better than yours, especially when they're bearing down on you, blade in hand. saying that, I don't want to kill them any more than you do. If I could convince them to lay down their arms, I would. Sadly, I've never been much of a talker myself. But who knows? Maybe you could be... maybe you could be one, Lise. Your father certainly was. Right then. I'd best begin preparing for these new recruits. Aldine, Lise, it's been a pleasure. Red mage. Some of those emotes really do not have the same energy as each other. Right. The other one was... yeah, going down south to deliver a letter with Alfino and Minago. Oh, Christ. Ooh, that reminds me. I should buy some more greens. Because I don't think I've bought many in a while. Ugh. Oh, there they are. Oh my god, can I just... Ooh. Oh, no, I don't have, many ventures, do I? No, I still haven't got many company seals either. I really need to go and do some fates or, like, tank dungeoning to, grind up some. Because I need, like, 40 to give my retainer her job. Got everything you need? Good, and let us be off. Oh, Alize, not Alfino. Fuck. Completely forgot who we were traveling with. Oh, okay. Ugh. So slow. 409 southeast. What? What the fuck? Oh, there's someone fishing there. 391 southeast. Beast Tribe daily quests give ventures. Oh, yeah, they do too. Oh, I guess I should do some of those too. Probably be easier than farming up the, it's probably too far inside. I'll do that later. I think I bought all my ventures from GC seals. I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, like, I've usually had, like, a decent amount of, Grand Company seals, but, I haven't recently. Quiet. Hear that? That was a ceruleum engine backfiring. Imperials. Ye gods. You have preternatural senses. I didn't hear a thing. When you grow up hunting in these lands, you learn to discern the sounds that could mean life and death, be they of a predator or a patrol. From what I'm hearing, we have a 7-man patrol augmented with a single Magitech armor. Wide search pattern, divided into 3 teams. I don't think they know we're here. It's risky, but we should split up and try to take them all by surprise at the same time. We don't want them calling reinforcements. 3 teams, 3 of us. Nothing for it then. Where are they? Head north. You should see them long before they see you. I'll deal with the ones to the south. The armor should be just to the west. Aldine's best equipped to deal with that. We attack in 5. that should be enough to get into position. Rendezvous on the west bank. Any questions? No? And good luck. Holy shit. That was... She is amazing at her job. Your job of being a big ol' sweetie. Hey, none of that. Fuck, I had a follow-up to that and it just completely left me because I was wondering... Because I was processing that, like, Minago just, like, immediately switched into, commander mode. I can't remember what my follow-up to that was now. Rip. Ooh. Oh, bugger. Fuck you. Grinding circus tower for tank climber. Oh, right, I can just turn around for those. Fuck, I was gonna say something there again and I forgot. I'm really great at this. I'm very good at this. 291 southwest. Oh, fuck off. Directly west. Oh, okay. Must be there. I can get that after I do the quest then. Fuck, I'm really upset that I forgot what I was going to say about that, job thing. This is what happens on Sundays. I just get extremely tired by the time it gets to, like, 10 o'clock and brain no good. Like, I was honestly, like, wondering whether I should even stream and just, like, just go tank Q instead for the afternoon, not on stream. Because... as you can see, I'm quickly deteriorating. Looks like everything went to plan. Not that I'm surprised. The 3 soldiers I faced didn't put up much of a fight. Most of the Imperials we get out here are conscripts from other provinces, with little training and even less conviction. It's grim work, killing men and women like that, but don't doubt that they'd do the same to you if the roles were reversed. And don't you dare pity a man in armor. Conscript or no, a soldier piloting one of those can kill a dozen goddamn men in the blink of an eye. Not that I need to tell you that, after what happened at the wall. Yeah, that's fair. Minago would like nothing more than to continue on to Castromorians. Right, I believe we've rested long enough. We should resume our journey before someone notices their missing patrol. Oh my fucking god. South. Southwest. Oh, don't tell me it's actually down there. Where is it from here? Southwest. Oh. Fuck me. Should have gone down there and got it. Still pointing to that one. Fairly sure you can't get them all currently regardless, in this zone in particular. Oh. I mean, that's fine, but, like... I just like to keep an eye out for them and get, like, a rough estimate of where they are. Why have you guys... What happened? We're clear. Only Alliance patrols ahead. You said the forces at Castrum Oriens were under the command of Flame General Rauban Aldin, did you not? By Ralgar, the Bull of Alamigo himself. Never dreamed I'd have a chance to meet the legend. I wonder what the people in Alamigo's perception of Rauban is at this point. Because it really feels like they'd take a similar attitude to, or a lot of them would probably take a similar attitude to the one guy that Lise ran afoul of. 351. Oh, I'm going the wrong fucking direction. But it's probably still pointing me to the same fucking one. Oh well. It's alright. Not like I aggroed every single enemy in this, along this entire path. Oh, Jesus. Look, Raban, I got a new helmet.
See you again, my friends. I hope you are here to tell me you have made contact with the Resistance.
We are, General. Allow me to introduce Monago of Rolga's Reach.
At your service, sir. And may I say what an absolute honor it is to stand before the Bull of Alamigo.
These are not the Blood Sands, girl. You and I are but soldiers on a battlefield fighting for the same cause.
As you say, General. On behalf of Commander Kemp of the Alamigan Resistance, I present to you our formal response.
Good. I'm glad we've reached an accord. Though I was not aware you had suffered such losses.
Aye. Some of our finest took part in the Griffin's doomed assault, and we've been struggling to find new recruits ever since. The massacres cast a pall over the whole Resistance, and many who might once have been open to joining us have since thought better of it.
After all of the Griffin's false promises, one can hardly blame them. They have no desire to give their lives for a lost cause.
We will not lie to them. This is war, and lives will be lost. Yet what we offer is not the fever dream of a madman, but true hope.
The people need proof of this, Father. Let us show it to them. I say we stand shoulder to shoulder with our new allies and engage the Garleans in open warfare. The Resistance must demonstrate that they can hold their own against Imperial regulars. And with our assistance, I am confident they can do just that. If we can achieve even a token victory, I believe it will serve to rekindle the hope of the Alamigan people and inspire them to rise up once more.
But the whole point of what we've been doing so far is to covertly get into a position to be able to, like, just openly attacking them under our colors is probably not a good idea here.
Aye. Once word spread that we'd won a battle against the Garleans, I'd wager we'd have new recruits flocking to us from Malms around. The question is, when and where do we strike?
Yeah, like, this needs to be very carefully considered, because as we've kind of established, any sort of any sort of movement against the Empire at this point would be met with a lot of retaliation and probably a lot of, like, side consequences to the populace, because they are wont to do that.
I'm glad you asked. I have a plan.
Which is... Our scouts recently informed me of an interesting development at Castellum Veladina. Namely, the arrival of a shipment rumored to have come from the research and development facilities near the capital, containing prototype Magitech armor. It is our assessment that this armor is to be field tested here, most likely against Alliance forces. Mayhap before the day is out. Oh, I guess if we're already in open conflict, then it might be a bit different. Still, like, the Resistance seen to be aiding the Alliance could also backfire in a similar way. Damn it all, more Magitech weapons? That's the last thing we need. Your concern is not unwarranted, but we needn't despair just yet. The shipment is thought to have contained a single heavy unit and 1 or 2 support units. With a well-laid ambush, we are confident we can destroy them all, hindering their development and delaying future deployment. And should we carry this out as a joint endeavor, not adventure, endeavor with the Resistance, they will have their rallying cry. It would mean dropping all pretense about the Alliance not wanting to go to war with the Empire, but you'd have a lot more folk willing to stand up and fight if they knew they weren't alone, and you were going to have to do it eventually anyway. I guess that's a good point. Like, at this point we can't really... It's inevitable that will happen, but I guess it's a question of whether or not we want to do it now. Exactly. So what I propose is simple. I am glad that they actually pointed that out, though, because it's it would be very easy to just not address that, but we harry their patrols to bait them into bringing their prototype weapons to East End, where our Resistance allies will take them from behind. Simple indeed. And well within our capabilities. I see no reason to delay, especially if a field test is imminent. What say you? Assuming the Vice Marshal's intelligence is accurate, I agree with this assessment and fully support his plan. I shall notify my comrades at once. Understood. I shall have one of my men bring you the details of the plan anon. And we, for our part, will be fighting with the Alliance, yes? I somehow doubt you're intending to sit this one out. That'd be right silly of me to do, to be honest. Best served with cold steel. Raban knows exactly what he would like you to do. We've been careful to avoid needless shows of force this side of the wall, but that's all about to change, and when it does, you may be sure they'll send their new toys out to entertain us. I would ask you to participate in this operation, but from that look, I see it is a foregone conclusion. My thanks. Per Pippin's plan, we need to turn East End into an Imperial graveyard. You're a dab hand at this, and I'd be a fool not to use you. Head to this spot on your map. Right here. Aye. The patrol should be along shortly. Deal with them, then rendezvous with the rest of us at this location. Go well, Aldine. Ooh. Hang on. There is a quest here that I should probably get. Yeah, so I saw how abysmal the XP you gain from these quests are, so I'm going to do them as I go. I didn't think they were that low. The other thing is, too, that they're actually... A lot of them are actually level locked. So, for example, when I was unlocking a few in the Kurthus Highlands, I could do the quests, but I couldn't turn them in because I hadn't leveled up enough. But I'm trying to level up by doing those quests. So, I couldn't. Which I didn't realize was a thing. So, I'm going to do these as I go now. Captain Loskirk, Lowe's Curse. Sergeant Felspark, just the man I wanted to see. We've misplaced a number of Garlean drones taken from Belsar's wall, and by misplaced, I mean the damn things sprang to life and stormed out of the base. They need to be dealt with before any civilians come to harm. Being familiar with Magitech as you are, I can think of no one better to assist us. If you would be willing to help, go and speak with Lieutenant Gnibbenfar. She is overseeing the initiative to terminate the drones. Gnibbenfar. Technical. Gnibbenfar. Sergeant Felspark, your assistance is greatly appreciated. The drones were not in our possession for very long, but a cursory inspection showed they are made with a heretofore unknown metal alloy. They are all but impervious to traditional firearms, which is why we commissioned Garland Ironworks to fashion a weapon capable of penetrating their armor. It has since been fitted to a suit of Magitech armor, which I would ask you to pilot. If I am not mistaken, this would not be the first time you piloted one of these suits. It should take you no time then to familiarize yourself with the controls. The funny thing is that when I did the Praetorium, I fucked up because there's one trigger in that, or there's one progress blocker in that dungeon that, unlike any other dungeon in the game, is not group wide. So if you don't get it, you can't actually proceed, but everyone else can. And that, as a result, meant that I didn't use the Magitech armor at all. So it was funny because when I ended up doing that quest towards the end of, or that quest to unlock Omega, it put me into the mech, and I was just like, wow, what do all these buttons do? I've never hit these before. So then, like, Nibbenfar going, oh yeah, you'll be fine, you've ridden one of these before. I just imagine my character, like, silently sweating, like, yeah, totally, I've driven one, yep. Tried to tell you about the side quests. I know. At the time, okay, so here's the thing. The fact that they're level locked is the thing that is actually the problem. Otherwise, I'd be fine with it, because I'd probably be going through those areas looking for fates anyway. So that's not like a huge deal. But the fact that they are level locked when I want to level with them is like the actual problem there. Like, I thought I had accounted for everything, but not that particular detail, so yeah. Ooh. I am in the mech. East End. Magitech Pulse, Magitech Thunder. It's a bolt of Magitech powered lightning. Fires a Magitech powered burst of energy. Are you serious? Wow, okay. Just zero effect. What the fuck? Hello, friends. I guess they probably didn't want you just, like, strolling the countryside with something that could deal as much damage as this does. But, that is still kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, wait, are there more? Oh, there are more. It's weird that they, like, let enemies attack you that you can't actually kill them. Like, I guess you can just run past them, but, like, imagine if I had ended up aggroing a bunch of stuff and then trying to kill off the drones after that. I'd have, like, 3 things wailing on me and only... Or I'd have a lot of things wailing on me and only, like, a couple that I could actually deal with. That's kind of weird. northeast. Hi again, friends. This has got to be set up for something, right? I'm gonna do a quest where I'm actually piloting this thing against enemies later down the line. I would assume, anyway. Let us do a quick 211 northeast. If I had to put money on it, I would say it's somewhere up here. Unless it's more directly north than northeast. Oh yeah, north. There it is. Well, I'm going to dismount then. I really should have put my home point in Rolga's reach. That was silly of me not to do. Welcome back. I take it the drones have been disposed of then? Excellent work. We were quite fortunate for your presence, save for Lieutenant Gnibbenfar. None of my men can even activate a suit of Magitech armor, let alone pilot one in combat. I only pray that that isn't to our detriment in the future. There's still plenty more of those drones out there along Balsar's wall, if any more of them should suddenly stir. Ugh. At any rate, we will continue working with Garland Ironworks so that should such a day come, we will be ready. Yay. Best served with cold steel. Alright. Probably going to be wrapping up the stream in the next, like, 10 to 15 minutes, I think. Because, it is Sunday night, and I need sleep before work tomorrow. Okay. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake. No, that's going to take too long. What time do you have to be up? Sleep is not overrated. Sleep is actually completely underrated. You should get sleep. Sleep is good. But I usually get up. Well, I mean, it depends. Like, I want to get up around 7:30 so I can have a shower and be, like, well and truly ready for work at 8:30. But I usually end up getting up, like, later than 7:30, much closer to 8:30. It really depends on the day and how well I slept. 288 east. Oh, there would have been one in there. Fuck. Oh, well. All went to plan then? Good. Oh god, I'm gonna take that, aren't I? God, that hinder lasted so fucking long. Jesus. Our scouts report that a unit escorting the prototype weapons has left Castellum Velladina. The resistance is already in position, so we have but to wait for our guests to arrive. Yes. Level sync to 62, eh? Well, well, well.
Grim for us after Carton-Ho, didn't they? Oh, how they doubted us. Yet here we are, right as rain, with fancy new toys to put through their paces. It's like all my name days have come at once.
Again. I wish you had enough to push a little further in the MSQ. Nah. Sorry. Not today. But there'll be an entire stream for that tomorrow, so... God, you know what would suck is if, like, on Tuesday I ended up ending the stream and it was a big cliffhanger and I just wasn't gonna be subbed for a while.
I can't wait to see the look on Xenos' face when I bring him your head.
Bring it, motherfucker.
That is, if my secret weapons here don't grind it into mush. Attack!
Sup?
Get after them, damn you!
Wow, what the fuck? Why is this guy not dying? Or barely being damaged? Fuck me.
Now I've got ya.
Oh, shit. Come on. Excuse me?
You'll be weeping blood.
Dipshit.
Tizona! As a raging bull!
Wait, what? I thought that stuff wasn't hitting me. Oh, fuck me. He who fights and runs... What the... Who in the hells are you lot? For Alamigo, let none escape. Oh, is that fucking, Oh, it is Conrad. Nice. I am now mail carrier level 5. That's a nice job you've got for yourself. Get wrecked.
Oh! Damn it all! Miracles of Magitech design, my arse! I passed harder stools than these piles of scrap. You'll pay for this. Mark my words, the next time we meet will be the last.
Aye, run and tell your Viceroy. The day belongs to Alamigo! Yeah!
and they 90s styled freeze framed. Now they just needed to play their theme song. Well done, all of you. I call this operation a resounding success. Go, Barrow. Can't say I'm surprised. The Ball of Alamigo had an impressive military record before he went west, as I recall. Credit where it's due, Master Kemp. 'Twas Marshal Turrepin who made this plan, and all of you, Resistance and Alliance alike, who carried it out to perfection. Aye, that they did. Not a single casualty, for which I'm grateful beyond words. No doubt our comrades back at the Reach will feel the same. As will ours. It's been a pleasure, General. Until the next battle. Minago, I leave the Scions in your care. We shall return to the castrum then. Aldine, Mistress Laville, once more, you have my thanks. As Master Kemp said, until the next battle. I'd heard the stories, but to actually see you in action, I almost found myself pitying the Imperials. Seriously though, it was inspirational. Ah, but you must be tired of hearing that, eh? I'll keep it then. I'll keep it simple then. Thanks for the help out there. Warrior. Let fill your hearts with pride. Minago is ready to return to Rolga's Reach. Well, there's no reason to remain here any longer. Let's get back to the Reach. Yep, there we go. Oh my god, I forgot you could mount up here. You didn't have to take part in the operation, but you did. You went above and beyond what was asked of you, without hesitation, and for that we owe you a debt. A victory may not count for much in practical terms, but its symbolic value can't be overstated. Alliance and Resistance fighters came together to face an Imperial unit equipped with Garlemald's newest weapons, and smashed them. The people will remember this day. Aye, that they will, for it marks the beginning of something far greater than any single victory. The beginning of a campaign by United Eorzea to drive the Garleans from our lands. Promises and platitudes mean naught without action, but the Alliance took the field and risked their lives for our cause. Ha! To think that the last time Gridanian troops trod this soil was more than a century ago, during the Autumn War, and that was to defend against our invasion. Ours is a long and bloody history, to be sure, and it gives me heart to see that despite our acrimonious past, we can still come together for the sake of the future. Well said, Commander. Which is why I intend to go from village to village and spread word of our victory with and our new alliance. The people will flock to our banners. Just you wait and see. Aldine, Alize, I cannot thank you enough for your assistance. Just a big, awkward thumbs up. Where men go as one. Conrad wishes to thank you for all you have done in such a short time. Owing to the efforts of you all, we have accomplished a great deal in a short time. The Resistance thanks you for your service, Scions. Oh. Who? I see operations here have been proceeding apace in my absence. Welcome back, brother dearest. I take it your efforts to gather new recruits were successful? Indeed, there were several amongst the Scion ranks that were eager to take part in our joint venture with the Resistance, whom I am come to present. That doesn't feel like a sentence. Commander Kemp, if I may, my name is Arenvold Lentius, a half-breed, as you can doubtless tell. I'm here to fight for a free Alamigo, for an Alamigo where women like my mother are never made to suffer. I pray you grant me this honor. You are a true-born son of Gyr Abaniam, same as me. This is not my honor to grant, but yours to freely take. Welcome, brother. With our swelling ranks and the aid of the Eorzean Alliance and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, I believe we will soon be in a position to seize the initiative. Once our new recruits have received sufficient training, I will propose to General Aldin that we draw up plans for an assault on Castellum Veladina. God damn it. Then, in the meantime, we will make what preparations we can. A lot of those emotes do not communicate the same energy when next to each other. Uh-oh. Oh no.
Alliance forces have occupied Castrum Orients and taken up positions along the length of the wall. Our patrols have engaged their reconnaissance parties on site, but there have been no significant exchanges.
Absolutely, this Arthas-looking motherfucker.
One, a unit tasked with field testing prototype Magitech weapons was attacked. The weapons were destroyed, with the unit sustaining near total casualties.
Near total. Go on.
I'm going to turn this up a little bit.
My lord, there was but a single survivor from the unit in question, which falls under my command. According to his report, they were ambushed by a contingent of Eorzean Alliance regulars, abetted by Resistance insurgents.
A simple ambush and only one survivor. A fine day's work. The stubbornness to survive is not without worth. He may live. However, the 12th is no place for the weak.
He shall be relegated at once, my lord. As you say, the 12th is no place for cowards who count their lives more precious than the cause.
Indeed, indeed. We have no need of cowards.
My lord,
Cowards who defer critical missions to their subordinates, who hide within their castra, never meeting their prey in battle, never staring in the whites of their eyes. Why, when confronted with a heretofore unknown icon, did we surrender the wall to the Alliance? Because my honored father, in his infinite wisdom, has not seen fit to grant us leave to march on their lands. Accordingly, we have extended an invitation to our neighbors. Gir Abania is where we shall host them. The field upon which we shall enjoy the sport of kings. Patience is paramount. Cornered animals may have spirit, but they are ultimately predictable and very poor sport. But if one dangles the promise of freedom before them while nipping at their heels to stoke their passion, then things become interesting. It is a delicate dance, one which asks much of my hounds. And so I put the question to you, my fellow huntsman. How shall we deal with these savages?
My lord, I have a proposal.
Silence, Alamegan! You do forget yourself! Only by the grace of Lord Van Baelsar were you afforded a place here, and that in name alone. We have no need of your proposals, savage.
Earlier, when I made the comment that the Empire was bigoted as fuck, I had made that on the assumption that, I mean, they were calling all Alamegans liars and shit like that. Like, that seems to track. I don't doubt that at all. But the fact that we hadn't seen them actually saying this yet was probably, like, gave me a bit of pause to be like, am I jumping the gun on that? No. No, I was not. Absolutely not.
This savage yearns to hunt her own. The floor is yours, Commander.
Thank you, my lord.
Also, you're totally right, newest girl. It looks like he has the most gigantic ass. His armor is just that bulky around the waist that it just looks like he's, like, permanently caked up. Okay. Finish this up. Right then, I've got duties to attend to. Mayhap we could assist you with said duties. Thick, right? Thick. Wait. What happened to chat? My OBS chat just died. Weird. Huh. Mayhap we could assist you with said duties? We aren't here to help, after all. Also, interesting that there's a shared motif between this background music and I think the theme we heard playing over the Empire, playing over the Viceroy's entrance. The three of you have been busy, so I will understand if you require time to rest. If not, however, it would seem sensible to assist our allies with their preparations. We'd be grateful for any and all help you can offer. If you ask around, I guarantee you won't want for work. And it's also the quest music leitmotif too, which actually has a bit of the vocals of the song we heard too, which, again, huh. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Yeah, wow, the Imperials are the worst. Like, just completely outright fucking bigoted and racist. Like, that whole they're beasts, they're savages thing, simply because they're, like, not as, not them is... Ugh. It also, unfortunately, given the fact that they've invaded their lands and, like, taken all their shit, is very evocative of, colonial shit. But yeah, surprise, Empire bad. Hot take. Yeah, so that's going to be it for me today. So, to reiterate the plan for this week, I'm going to be streaming Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm going to be taking the rest of the week off. On the weekend, I'm going to be playing a lot of Path of Exile, from morning till night, basically, on Saturday. I don't know what I'll do on Sunday, but... so there's going to be a bit of a break in FF14 from then on. But I will be back to that at some point. But there's still a couple of days to go for this, so... Still got a few streams. Yeah. I'll update the schedule tomorrow to reflect all of that, but yeah. That is the plan going forward. So, thank you all for watching, live or on the VODs. I really appreciate it. Hope you'll have a lovely day, and I shall see you all next time.